The legal disclaimer ensures transparency about recipe sources and viewer responsibility. Otak is one of Southeast Asia's most beloved street foods and home-cooked delicacies, cherished across Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. The name literally translates to brain in Malay and Indonesian, a playful reference not to any actual brain, but to the dish's characteristically soft, bouncy, custard-like texture that some say resembles the folds of a brain. Others suggest the banana leaf parcel itself looks like a brain segment when opened. Either way, the result is a deeply aromatic, spicy-savoury fish custard that is as visually striking as it is delicious. The Malaysian and Nyonya version, which this recipe follows, is distinguished by its vibrant orange-red hue imparted by dried chillies and turmeric and its use of belacan for a deep umami backbone. This sets it apart from the Indonesian Palembang version, which is paler, less spicy, and typically served with a tangy cuko sauce. The Nyonya style also calls for daun, kaduk, xard, which are placed inside each banana leaf parcel beneath the fish mixture, lending a distinctive herbal aroma that no substitute can fully replicate. At its heart, Otak-Otak is a study in balance. The heat of dried chilies is tempered by rich coconut milk and eggs. The earthy funk of belacan is lifted by the citrusy brightness of lemongrass and kaffir lime leaves, and the firm, flaky texture of fresh threadfin is bound into a silky custard that steams gently inside its fragrant banana leaf wrapper. Whether steamed or grilled over charcoal, the banana leaf imparts its own subtle, earthy perfume to the fish, making each parcel a self-contained aromatic experience. Taste Atlas classifies Otak-Otak as a traditional snack of South Sumatra, Indonesia, but the dish has deep roots in Malaysian Nyonya cuisine, where it is served as both a snack and a side dish accompanying rice meals. In Malaysian hawker centers, it is a common accompaniment to nasi lemak. Spice paste. Dried red chilies, 6, soaked in warm water until soft, seeds removed. Shallots, 6, peeled. Peppercorns, 12, lemongrass, 1 stalk, tender inner part only. Galangal, 1 slice. Dried shrimp paste, 2, 5 times 2, 5 times 0, 5 times 0, 5 times 0. Garlic, 1 clove, peeled. Fresh turmeric, 1 5 cm knob. Custard and fish, fresh threadfin, 300 g, cut into 1 cm slices. Eggs, 2. Grated fresh coconut, 1/2 coconut. Kaffir lime leaves, 5, finely shredded. Sugar, 1/2 teaspoon. Salt, 1/2 teaspoon. Wrapping. Banana leaves, 6, 8 pieces, 15, 20 cm square. Pointed pepper leaves, 6, 8. Here are the written ingredient list. Preparation steps. Step 1. Soften the dried chilies. Soak the 6 dried red chilies in warm water for 15-20 minutes until fully softened. Once pliable, drain them and remove the seeds for a milder heat. Keep the seeds if you prefer a spicier otak-otak. This rehydration step is essential. Dry chilies will not pound into a smooth paste and will leave gritty flecks throughout the custard. Step 2. Toast the belacan. Wrap the 5 cm piece of belacan N in a small piece of aluminium foil and toast it in a dry pan over medium heat for 3-4 minutes on each side until the aroma intensifies and the paste firms up slightly. Toasting mellows the raw, pungent edge of the belacan and deepens its umami character. Allow it to cool before use. Step 3. Prepare the spice paste. Using a mortar and pestle, pound together the soaked dried chilies, 6 peeled shallots, 12 peppercorns, 1 lemongrass stalk, 1 slice of galangal, the toasted belacan, 2 candle nuts, 1 clove of garlic, and the 1 5 cm knob of fresh turmeric. Pound patiently until the mixture forms a fine, smooth paste. This is the most labor-intensive step, but is critical. A coarse paste will result in a grainy, uneven custard. If using a blender, add a tablespoon of water to help the blades move, but avoid adding too much liquid. Cross-reference note: What to Cook Today and Rasa Malaysia both confirm that the spice paste should be blended or pounded to a smooth consistency before combining with the fish and egg mixture. Marvelina also notes that some cooks stir-fry the paste briefly in oil until the chili oil separates, which intensifies the flavor and color. Step 4. Extract the coconut milk. Take the 1/2 grated coconut and add a small amount of warm water. Knead and squeeze the coconut to extract 1/2 cup of thick coconut milk. Strain through a fine sieve or muslin cloth to remove any coconut solids. Set aside. If fresh grated coconut is unavailable, substitute with 1/2 cup of canned coconut cream, thinned slightly with water. Step 5. Prepare the fish. Cut the 300 g of threadfin into uniform 1 cm slices. The slices should be neither too thick, which would prevent even cooking, nor too thin, which would cause the fish to disintegrate into the custard. Set aside on a plate lined with paper towels to absorb excess moisture. Step 6. Shred the kaffir lime leaves. Stack the 5 kaffir lime leaves, roll them tightly into a cigar shape, and slice crosswise into fine shreds. The fine shredding is important. Coarse pieces of lime leaf will create unpleasant texture pockets in the delicate custard. Set aside. Step 7. Scald the banana leaves. Bring a large pot of water to a boil. Briefly dip each banana leaf square into the boiling water for 5–10 seconds until the leaf softens and becomes pliable. Remove immediately, rinse under cold water, and pat dry with a clean cloth. This step makes the leaves flexible enough to fold without cracking and also sanitizes the surface that will contact the food. Step 8. Combine the custard mixture. In a large mixing bowl, beat the 2 eggs with a wooden spoon until well combined. Add the pounded spice paste, the 1/2 cup of extracted coconut milk, the shredded kaffir lime leaves, 1/2 teaspoon sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. Mix thoroughly until everything is evenly incorporated. The mixture should have a uniform orange-amber color from the turmeric and chillies. Cooking steps. Step 9. Assemble the parcels. Lay a softened banana leaf square on a clean work surface, darker side facing up. Place 1 piece of daun kaduk in the center of the banana leaf. Arrange 2 slices of fish on top of the daun kaduk. Spoon 3–4 tablespoons of the egg, and spice custard mixture over the fish, ensuring the slices are well coated. The daun kaduk is placed beneath the fish to impart its distinctive herbal aroma and to prevent the fish from sticking to the banana leaf. Step 10. Wrap the parcels. Fold the banana leaf over the filling to form a neat, flat parcel. Fold in the sides and secure with a stapler or toothpicks if you prefer not to use staples. The parcel should be snug but not over-tightened. Leave a small amount of room for the custard to expand slightly as it steams. Repeat this process until all the ingredients are used up, yielding approximately 6–8 parcels. Cross-reference note: Bee Yin Lo and Marvelina both recommend folding the banana leaf lengthwise over the filling and securing both ends with toothpicks. Marvelina also offers a no-wrap alternative. Line a 7/7-inch tray with banana leaves, spread the fish paste evenly, and steam as a single dish for 15–20 minutes. Step 11. Steam the parcels. Prepare a steamer by bringing water to a rolling boil. Arrange the wrapped parcels in the steamer basket in a single layer, ensuring they are not stacked on top of each other. Stacking will cause uneven cooking. Cover the steamer with a lid. Steam over boiling water for 15–20 minutes. The custard is done when it is set firmly. A toothpick inserted into the center should come out clean, and the parcels will feel firm to the touch. Step 12. Serve. Carefully remove the parcels from the steamer. Allow them to rest for 1–2 minutes before opening. Serve hot, directly in the banana leaf wrapper, which each diner can peel open at the table. The aroma of toasted belacan, lemongrass, and banana leaf will be released as the parcel is opened. Otak. Otak is best enjoyed immediately while hot. It can be served as a snack on its own, as part of a larger Malaysian rice meal, or alongside nasi lemak. A squeeze of fresh lime juice over the custard just before eating adds a bright, tangy finish that cuts through the richness of the coconut milk. Notes and tips. Fish substitutions. The original recipe notes that fish roe, fish paste, Spanish mackerel, or sole can be substituted for threadfin. Spanish mackerel is the most traditional choice for Nyonya Otak-Otak and produces a firmer, more flavorful custard. Cod fillet and grouper are also acceptable alternatives confirmed by multiple cross-reference sources. Daun kaduk, while betel leaves thyme, are essential for an authentic Nyonya Otak-Otak and cannot be fully substituted. If unavailable, the recipe can be made without them, but the distinctive herbal note will be missing. Marvelina confirms she omits them when they are unavailable in her area. Heat-proof dish method. As an alternative to individual parcels, the entire mixture can be cooked in a single heat-proof dish. In this case, steam over slowly boiling water for approximately 1 hour for a smooth, silky custard. Line the dish with banana leaves and daun kaduk before adding the fish and custard mixture. Grilling option. For a smokier flavor and lightly charred banana leaf wrapper, the parcels can be grilled over charcoal or in a hot pan. Cook for 5 minutes on each side until the leaves are slightly charred, then add a few drops of water to the pan and cover with a lid to steam. Cook the parcels through. This method is confirmed by both Rasa Malaysia and What to Cook Today as a popular alternative to steaming. Storage. Cooked otak-otak can be refrigerated for up to 5 days. Reheat by steaming for 5–10 minutes or grilling until warmed through. Freezing is not recommended as the custard texture becomes grainy upon thawing. Make a head tip. The spice paste pulls can be prepared up to 2 days in advance and stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator. In fact, many Nyonya cooks believe the flavors deepen and meld when the paste is rested overnight before use.